guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. First off, I cannot thank you guys enough for what you guys have done. I'm already over 100 subscribers on the channel, which is crazy to me because I was 100 was a milestone, and I had myself convinced that it was going to take me quite a while before I got there, and I was completely okay with that. But to see that I'm already well over 100 is thank you guys. It genuinely means the world to me. So with that being said, I wanted to just come on and make a quick video for you guys, going over the NFL playoffs. They start this weekend, so I wanted to do just a quick prediction video for you guys. So if you guys want, you just sit back, relax, and let's get through this together. So the first game of the weekend, I believe, is going to be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. Now this is an interesting game because I think when the Browns played the Texans earlier in the year, the Cleveland Browns won. However, the Texans didn't have C.J. Stroud. The Cleveland Browns also obviously have Joe Flacco playing quarterback, and he's playing out of his mind. I don't know if we've ever seen Joe Flacco play this kind of football. Even when he was in his prime, he just feels like a different beast. He took some time off. That's something he just needed a little break. He said, "Give me a little break. I'll be back mid-season, and I'm gonna take a team to the playoffs. No big deal." Anyways. I'm actually going to take the Cleveland Browns to beat the Houston Texans. I just think that the experience from Joe Flacco it's going to come into play, and the inexperience from C.J. Stroud, I think, is ultimately what's going to lead the Cleveland Browns to victory. Then we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is, of course, a homecoming for Tyreek Hill. Because when the Chiefs played the Dolphins earlier in the season, it was that Germany game. It was in Germany, so Tyreek kind of got hosed out of a homecoming. Now, I am a Chiefs fan, and so I'm trying to stay completely unbiased in this, in saying that I do think the Chiefs win this game. Now I know the Chiefs receivers lead the league in drop passes, or the Chiefs in general lead the league in drop passes, but Arrowhead is just such a different animal during the playoffs or during winter. It's just such a different place to play in, and I think the inexperience of Tua in this game is what's ultimately going to lead to the Chiefs being able to beat the Dolphins and ruin Tyreek Hill's homecoming. Then we have the number 7 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the number 2 Buffalo Bills. I'm actually gonna take Buffalo to win this game. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. I just think Buffalo's the better team. That's not to say that I don't think Pittsburgh is a good team. And generally, it's the teams that get hot towards the end of the season that can kind of have a long run through the playoffs. But I just think Buffalo's going to win that game. Then on the NFC side, we of course have the Green Bay Packers facing the Dallas Cowboys. And again, another not necessarily homecoming game, but revenge game, I guess you could say, because you got Mike McCarthy, who's with the Cowboys now, facing his old team, the Green Bay Packers, who fired him, 2-3 seasons ago, whatever it is now. And I actually think the Cowboys are going to win that game. I think Dak is going to have a really good game, and I just don't think Jordan Love is going to be able to keep up. The next game we're going to have is the Los Angeles Rams, and they're going to be taking on the Detroit Lions, and Detroit has been kind of the surprise team of the year for me. I think so. They beat the Chiefs in the first game of the season, which that game kind of set the tone for how the Chiefs were going to lead the league in drop passes. I think the Chiefs receivers had like 5 drop passes that game. One that directly led to a pick 6. And the Chiefs still barely lost that game, but I'm living in the past. I digress. I think Detroit's going to beat the Rams, which, by the way, is also another revenge game because you have Matthew Stafford with the Los Angeles Rams going to Detroit. So I think, I think Detroit's going to win that game. I don't think it's going to be particularly close either. The next game we have is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is the one that's going to surprise people. I'm actually going to take Tampa Bay to win this game. I think the Eagles are on such a bad stretch right now, and sometimes that can bleed over into the playoffs, and when you don't get that first round bye to where you can kind of come back from that, get a little break that can ultimately bite you, and it just feels like a game where like the Eagles just aren't going to be able to get it together. Jalen Hurts, for whatever reason, isn't going to be able to get it together, and it's going to lead to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning that game. So then we go back to the AFC for the divisional playoffs, and we've got the Cleveland Browns taking on the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens, who of course got a first round bye because they were the number 1 seed. Excuse me. And what we have another revenge game. We have Joe Flacco taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Incredible. What an incredible way this playoffs could shape up to be, right? Baltimore. Excuse me. I said all that just to kind of get it riled up, but I think Baltimore is on such another level. Lamar Jackson's probably going to win MVP, and I don't know if there's a lot of teams that can actually keep up with Baltimore. The next game we have is the Kansas City Chiefs going to Buffalo, which this will be the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he's had a playoff game on the road, which is wild when you think about it, in my opinion. And the Chiefs-Bills, their games just always seem to be, specifically in the playoffs, they always seem to be just such incredible games, fun games to watch, unless you're Buffalo. Sorry, I had to get that little jab in there. That being said, I do think Buffalo wins this game because I just have so little faith in the Chiefs receivers that once we play a team like Buffalo, we're just not going to be able to keep up with them in the playoffs. Because, with Miami's a really good team, but they're coming to Kansas City. It's going to be 12 degrees outside. That's not an environment Tua has ever had to play in. And Josh Allen, obviously being in Buffalo, cold weather doesn't bother them at all. And I just don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to do enough to beat Buffalo. We got the San Francisco 49ers, who are the number 1 seed in the NFC, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think the 49ers are going to win that game. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. I know people want San Francisco's quarterback to win MVP, but I don't know how you can take that over Lamar Jackson. He's a great story, don't get me wrong, and I think the fact that he's making it this far into the playoffs, first round bye, is incredible. Now we have the number 3 Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and I actually am going to take the Cowboys to win this game because for some reason, I just have this weird feeling that Dak is just going to have a really good postseason. And as good as Detroit is, and they should be proud that they made it this far, it's just a gut feeling that I think Dak is going to have kind of a wild playoff run. Now, that being said, for the NFC Championship game, we've got the 49ers taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and oh man, like part of me wants to pick Dallas, and then like another part of me is like, be smart, pick San Francisco. Oh, I'm just going gut feeling here. I think I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to make it to the Super Bowl, which is wild because that would be like immediately after the Texas Rangers won their very first World Series. So for the state of Texas, that would be huge. We're going to go back over to the AFC. Again, I just think Baltimore is on such another level, and now this is where my Super Bowl prediction pick comes into play. This just feels like Baltimore's year. Like, it just feels like no other team is on Baltimore's level right now. Certainly not in the NFC. I just think that Baltimore and Lamar Jackson are playing out of their minds. They have Odell Beckham Jr., like, who's having a pretty decent year, and this just feels like it's Baltimore's year, and for that reason, I've got Baltimore winning the Super Bowl this year. Congratulations, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, on winning the Super Bowl. You guys are going to Disneyland, or is it Disney World? I don't know. I can't ever remember what they say. So there you have it, guys. Just a quick little video, but again, genuinely, guys, like from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so much for coming back, for liking, for subscribing. Like I said, if I can help just one person get through any sort of anxiety or anything that they're going on with their life, then it makes it all worth it. And so that's what we're going to keep doing. Again, thank you for over 100 subs already. Like, I cannot believe it. I'm genuinely shocked that I reached it in just a couple of days. But I look forward to doing this more, and I really want to build a really good community. And I know the ASMR community in general is really good, and everybody's super supportive. So let's keep doing that, guys. That's going to wrap up this video, but thank you so much. Again, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, liking the videos. Keep on leaving those comments, guys. Be good. Be good to other people. We need more good people in the world. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you all have a great